Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Oregon-California Supply AAA American Legion State Tournament live from Kiger Stadium in Klamath Falls. I'm Josh Eldridge along with Jay Reese, and I'm happy to bring you this presentation on PlayActionSportsMedia.com. Today's game is presented in part by Hellgate Jetboat Excursions, Affordable Truck and RV, Timber Country Coca-Cola, and by Les Schwab Tires. We're going to take a quick break here on the pregame show, and when we come back, Jay Reese is going to have Coach Kenny Niles and Coach Nate Mabin on PlayActionSportsMedia.com.
Rogue River aboard this historical adventure full of wildlife and the breathtaking views of the legendary Hellgate Canyon. Our 2-hour, 36-mile Hellgate Jetboat excursion offers you the best of the Rogue as we weave through the high-walled canyons and spot eagles, deer, and otter, all while your pilot shares the fascinating history of the wild and scenic Rogue River. The quick and scenic tour with Hellgate Jetboat Excursions. Book yours now at hellgate.com, where your adventure awaits.
Welcome back to PlayActionSportsMedia.com. We now throw it down to Jay Reese, who's with head coach Kenny Niles and Nate Mabin of Eugene and Medford.
All right, welcome to Play Action to the state AAA Oregon Legion Championship Tournament. We have both head coaches tonight. First of all, congratulations, Ken Niles, Eugene Challenger League champions. How's that?
Three of this thing, so it's good. And obviously the small ball in the run game will be a little bit more prevalent, playing for a run versus sitting back and trying to score the 5-run inning.
All right, no secrets. Who you guys going to? Lund going. Tell us about his repertoire.
Yeah, about him a little bit more than we do. He's a Medford kid. He's a competitive kid throwing at Chemeketa right now, and
Kenny Niles won a state championship Churchill a couple years ago. Coach shot at the state championship. Niles. Now we get a chance to talk to Nate Mabin, head coach of the Medford Mustangs. 2015 went to the World Series, but I sense that World Series feel and the mojo in that dugout earlier here on your team.
Well, I don't know if we're quite there yet. We got a long ways to go and a lot of good baseball to play if we want to get ourselves there. But this team's playing good. I mean, you come into the state tournament and you hope to be playing your best, and our guys are kind of doing that right now, and we hope to continue that. It's a tough team we got to face, and Lund shut us out earlier in the year, so hopefully we can make some adjustments.
You guys have been on a roll. As Coach Niles knows, you get hot toward the end of the year. You guys, I think, lost 8 of your first 13, 14 games, but now have won 7 of the last 10 and 4 in a row.
Yeah, we got on a little bit of a hot streak there right after Eugene came down and kicked our butt, and then we kind of pulled our heads out of our rear end a little bit. But we went on a little bit of a stretch there, gained some confidence. We got a young team, guys that probably didn't really believe that they could do what they're doing now, and so hopefully we'll continue to do that and have that confidence going into today.
Nate, you were contemplating who to go to the bump with tonight. What'd you decide, and what do we look for tonight?
Well, we're going to go with Ricky. That's who we wanted to go with. We just wanted to make sure that he was feeling good and all that stuff. He threw yesterday and just making sure that his arm was where it needs to be, and so he feels good today, and we're going to go with him. That was the plan from the get-go, and so hopefully he'll give us a good outing.
All right, best of luck. 2 of the premier programs and coaches in the state, Kenny Niles, Eugene Challengers, and Nate Mabin, the Medford Mustangs. Gentlemen, good luck tonight, all right? Stay tuned. We'll have first pitch coming up for you, starting lineups live from Kiger Stadium. It's the Lithia Motors AAA Oregon State American Legion Baseball Championship Tournament.
Experience the Rogue River aboard this historical adventure full of wildlife and the breathtaking views of the legendary Hellgate Canyon. Our 2-hour, 36-mile Hellgate jet boat excursion offers you the best of the Rogue as we weave through the high-walled canyons and spot eagles, deer, and otter, all while your pilot shares the fascinating history of the wild and scenic Rogue River. The quick and scenic tour with Hellgate Jet Boat Excursions. Book yours now at hellgate.com, where your adventure awaits.
Affordable Truck and RV, for the places you would like to be.
Welcome back to PlayActionSportsMedia.com. It's a presentation of the Oregon California Supply AAA American Legion State Tournament, again on PlayActionSportsMedia.com. Tonight's matchup featuring two league rivals, Medford Mustangs and the EUGENE Challengers. These are the only two undefeated teams left playing in the tournament, and both are playing some great baseball, as I'm sure you heard them both talk about in earlier on in the pregame show. EUGENE enters plays the Area 4 League champion, boasting a 16-4 league record, having beat Medford 3 times this season. With the league title, they also got an immediate berth into the state tournament. In the opening game, EUGENE blasted Hillsborough 11-1. Then they came back yesterday and won a much closer affair with Dallas 3-2 off a masterful pitching performance from Bo Burnett. No earned runs, 4 hits, and he only needed 1 strikeout in the complete game victory. So they find themselves now trying to keep it rolling against the 5-time reigning state championship, the Medford Mustangs. Medford had a disappointing regular season with only a 10-10 league record, though, and they limped into the playoffs to face Corvallis in the Super Regional. Medford dropped Game 1 3-0, but as is customary with the Mustangs, they flipped the switch when it mattered most, outscoring the Market Men 17-4 in the next 2 games, taking the series. They also have yet to drop a game in the tournament. They chalked up a win against the host Falcons 7-1 and then ran over Salem with a 15-2 victory last night. Is the final game here at Day 3 at Kiger Stadium, and a much anticipated matchup at that. Both teams are raring to go. When we continue the pregame show, we'll bring you a look at our affordable truck and RV road trip and weather report, our starting lineups, and of course first pitch coming your way next on PlayActionSportsMedia.com.
Experience the Rogue River aboard this historical adventure full of wildlife and the breathtaking views of the legendary Hellgate Canyon. Our 2-hour, 36-mile Hellgate jet boat excursion offers you the best of the Rogue as we weave through the high-walled canyons and spot eagles, deer, and otter, all while your pilot shares the fascinating history of the wild and scenic Rogue River. The quick and scenic tour with Hellgate Jet Boat Excursions. Book yours now at hellgate.com, where your adventure awaits.
Your concrete supplies are available at Riverside Ready Mix Incorporated. Get everything from bolts to rebar. Ensure you have the quality supplies you need to get the job done. Get ready mixed concrete delivered right to your home or business. We have over 50 years of experience supplying quality concrete. Are you in need of a new septic or water tank? Call us for an appointment to take advantage of our exceptional precast septic and water tank sales. Call now.
Welcome back to PlayActionSportsMedia.com. We're moments away from first pitch here at Kiger Stadium between the Eugene Overhead Door Challengers and the Lithia Dodge Medford Mustangs, the third game of the day. We now begin with our starting lineups. First, with the visiting Eugene Challengers. Leading off and in center field is Col Wilkinson. Cal Morgan bats second and is playing left field. Hitting third is Keller Edwards at second base. Batting cleanup is Peyton Bracey at first. C.J. Townsend hits fifth at shortstop. Preston White is batting sixth and at third base. Hitting in the seventh spot is John Prescott in right field. Connor Jones bats eighth and is catching. And rounding out the order is Trent Keeler. He is designated hitting. They will be doing battle against Ricky Bortz on the mound for Medford. The lineup behind him is Darren Marsh leading off and in center field. Bennett Thompson is in left field and hitting second. Ryan Sandoval designated hitting, batting third. Hitting cleanup is Evan McLennan at third base. Dylan Marsh is batting fifth and in right field. Zach Ankeny hits sixth at shortstop. Taven Passy batting seventh and catching. Bennett Smith hits eighth and is at first base. And rounding out the order for Medford is Chase Costanti. He will be facing Kyle Lund on the mound for the Challengers. We get ready for first pitch. I toss it over to Jay Reese.
All right, Josh, thank you, and welcome again to the Lithia Motors Oregon AAA State American Legion Baseball Championship Tournament. We come to you from Clem Bradbury Field at Kiger Stadium on a Monday night. The Medford Mustangs, 16-time state champions. They have won it 5 in a row, taking on Kenny Niles and the Eugene Challengers. Again, our thanks to Coach Niles and Nate Maben for giving us the opportunity with the interview, and apologize a little bit for that technical breakup there early in the interview. But a beautiful night, and our affordable truck and RV road trip weather report, currently 78 degrees and sunny, but it is windy. Humidity at 38%, a 15-mile-an-hour wind blowing straight away center, 325 down the lines, 385 to center, and 350 in the power alleys. It'll be right-hander Ricky Bortz from South Medford. I know he's got a big contingent tuned our way tonight on the hill for the Mustangs, who are the number 3 seed from Area 4. Eugene, the league champions. Medford 10-10 in league play, 31-22 overall. And the Eugene Challengers winning Area 4 by 1 game better than Willamette Valley, 16-4 overall in league, 37-12. They've won 6 in a row. The Mustangs have won 4, and we are underway as Bortz in with a strike to Challenger leadoff man Col Wilkinson. Wilkinson, Cal Morgan, Keller Edwards, as Josh gave you the lineup for head coach Kenny Niles. Bortz up 0-2 on the leadoff man Wilkinson, who starts in center field. Winner here guaranteed a shot at the state title. Fastball swung on and missed. Ricky Bortz blew him away. One of the leading hitters in the state of Oregon goes down swinging in Col Wilkinson, who was on the roster at University of Portland last year. I think if you had MVP in Oregon American Legion, Wilkinson certainly would be one of the top 3 guys for that honor. Small ball as Morgan punts it foul. David Passy out of the box behind the dish for Medford. Mostly sunny, yet a bit hazy from the forest fire smoke coming out of Canyonville. And nobody on, just the start of things. And a little later here in the broadcast, we'll pick up the voice of the challengers on KKNX out of Eugene, Lane County, Bill Crawford. Bounding ball toward the middle, Costanti. And got him. The middle infielders, both from South Medford, Costanti and Zach Ankeny. And the Panthers with something great to look forward to. Nice play by Costanti, and quickly 2 gone in the top opening half of this state quarterfinal game. It's actually a quarterfinal game. Prior to this, Salem outslugged Hillsboro 12-8. Hillsboro is eliminated. Hillsboro, the Barbers, if you will, as Sports misses the fastball away. The winner of this will get the Salem Dodgers tomorrow at 3. Dallas defeating Beaverton, knocking them out. Lifted into right center, tricky with the wind. And Marsh, the veteran from Eagle Point, graduate of 2018, puts it away as Edwards flies out. And the challengers are gone. In order to start this AAA quarterfinal matchup, the Oregon-California Supply Championship Tournament Game of the Week, presented and powered by Les Schwab Tires. Into 1/2 inning, challengers scoreless. In order they go. And the Medford Mustangs, the 5-time reigning state champions, coming to bat after this on PlayActionSportsMedia.com.
Rogue River aboard this historical adventure full of wildlife and the breathtaking views of the legendary Hellgate Canyon. Our 2-hour, 36-mile Hellgate jet boat excursion offers you the best of the Rogue as we weave through the high-walled canyons and spot eagles, deer, and otter, all while your pilot shares the fascinating history of the wild and scenic Rogue River. The quick and scenic tour with Hellgate Jet Boat Excursions. Book yours now at hellgate.com, where your adventure awaits.
This broadcast on Play Action Sport Media brought to you in part by Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing with pride and performance since 1952. Our thanks to Troy Leeper and Southern Oregon Les Schwab Tire stores for supporting youth baseball and PlayActionSportsMedia.com.
Welcome back to Kiger Stadium in Klamath Falls here on PlayActionSportsMedia.com. Jay Reese along with Josh Eldridge as we bring you the Lithia Motors Oregon AAA State Championship Tournament. Eugene Challengers, Area 4 League champions in blue, and the Medford Mustangs. Winner going to the state championship for a shot at a title. Medford trying to win their 6th consecutive crown. For the Medford Mustangs, head coach Nate Maben and pitching coach, general manager Paul White, and former Mustang great, University of Portland player Colin Sowers, first base coach. The Mustangs will lead off with the younger Marsh. This is Darren, center fielder. He'll be followed by Bennett Thompson, the left fielder, and Ryan Sandoval, the Mustang designated hitter. Left-hander Kyle Lund on the bump for Kenny Niles and the Eugene Challengers. Again, our thanks to both coaches for providing all the opportunity and supportive information. We don't necessarily have team stats for you. We're still efforting on that. But again, Kenny Niles with a tremendous baseball acumen and background out of Grant Union High School back in 93-94. And then coached out of Central Oregon. I met Kenny first back in 1999. He coached at both Mountain View and Bend High Schools and also at Sisters. 3 balls and a strike, and Lund will lose Darren Marsh, the leadoff hitter. The Medford Mustangs beating Klamath Falls in the opening game of the tournament. Klamath, the host team, got 2 night games. Medford won the opening game on Saturday night 7-1, and yesterday pounded Salem 15-2. They beat that same Salem Dodger club when things really got hot in the middle of summer down in Reno to win the Reno tournament, beating the Dodgers. Breaking ball kept out in front. Nice stop by Connor Jones. For the challengers, we'll set the defense for you as we settle in here. No score. Bottom of the first. The Mustangs of Medford at bat. The Lithia Dodge Medford Mustangs. Boy, and I'll tell you what a great history. I've had some pleasant memories with this organization, having a chance to do some radio for them over the years, going to a couple of World Series. Brent Watts, I want to say hello to Coach Watts, tuned our way tonight. The late Sandy Kensinger. There'll never be another number 17 in Medford Mustang history. Our dear friend we lost 2 years ago in mid-August. Pitch down and inside from Kyle Lund. And the Mustangs on their hats have SK stitched in the right side for Sandy Kensinger. Those close to him knew him as Dog. We called him the Sand Dog. Got a chance to move on and coach the USA program in North Carolina. No pitch. I believe time was called at the plate. Greg Chiquette is the home plate umpire. And I don't know all the umpires. I believe Scott Rice is out at second base. Alex Chavez, I know at first. And by the way, speaking of the Mustangs, and obviously these guys are pros that wear the black and blue, if you will. Alex Chavez, one of the greater Mustangs ever. Kenny Niles now discussing with Greg Chiquette. And I believe, was time called? I'm not sure, but Greg Chiquette's going to get help on this. And again, the umpire crew's been sensational. The staff they have here, led by Jerry Eklund, one of the longtime great umpires in Oregon and the Northwest. And these guys, you know, there are 3 teams out here, and they definitely elevate their game and do what's best and do the right thing. So they're going to confer. 3 balls and a strike the count to Bennett Thompson, left fielder for Medford, with Darren Marsh standing on at first with a leadoff walk. Mustangs, again, 2-time national runner-up. 1997, when Nate Maben played for that team, went to Rapid City, South Dakota, and lost in the championship to Florida. Then in 2009, in Fargo, North Dakota, losing to Midland, Michigan. Out of 3,500 Legion teams, it's something to make it to the championship game of the World Series. Memory that will stick with me for a long, long time from 2009, and Coach Kensinger, Brent Watts, and Dan Keck. 3-1 pitch pulled in the air in the left, should be caught, and there is Cal Morgan. Not an easy out. So 1 out, and here's Ryan Sandoval, the designated hitter for Medford. No score. You can hear the wind whistling through Kiger Stadium, and at 4,000 plus feet elevation, in our affordable truck and RV road trip and weather report, we've had 4 balls hit in this tournament, 2 in the last game by the young man from the Salem Dodgers. But balls will get out of here in a hurry. Our camera vantage point is to the northeast, facing toward Lakeview. Straightaway center is toward Reno. Lund from the stretch, off-speed pitch, pulled down the line, and just foul. Sandoval graduating this year from North Medford High School, coached by Brett Wolf. Saw Brett the other night when Medford eliminated the Grants Pass Nuggets. Brett won a couple of state championships at North Medford. In fact, what's great about this matchup tonight is it inspired me to really look at the history of the Lane County high school programs and Jackson County as well. Check that, called strike 3. Good pitch. And Sandoval goes down looking, punched out. There are 2 out. And here's the big third baseman, Evan McLennan. One of 3 left-handed hitters in the lineup for Nate Maben. The other 2 being catcher Taven Passy, who you don't see a lot of left-handed hitter catchers, and also Bennett Smith, who's had a good bat lately, the first baseman. The pitch in low from Kyle Lund. But Medford, and again, we're going to give you, as we go tonight, the history of the high school programs in Jackson County. It's rather impressive. In a nutshell, Eugene and Medford schools, or Medford area schools, including Ashland, Phoenix, Eagle Point, pitch off speed in for a strike, have won 12 state championships, and the same in Eugene Lane County, with the likes of Churchill. Kenny Niles won the title in 2017, beating Crater. Change up from Lund, just missing. Lund behind 2-1 with 2 out and a man aboard at first. That's the leadoff hitter, Darren Marsh. Pleasant Hill, Thurston, Harrisburg, you count in that Lane County area. Talk about all that. There's some great history there. Another changeup from Lund. Three and one the count. Thrower to first, and tag applied. Peyton Bracey, the veteran first baseman. Inside, run the fastball in too tight, and he'll lose him. A couple of walks here in the bottom of the first inning from lefty Kyle Lund. Now we'll face, you talk about Wilkinson, one of the great hitters in the state. This kid right here will play at Umpqua Community College this year for Jeremiah Robbins. From Eagle Point, right fielder Darren Marsh. Tremendous pull hitter. Eugene will give him the room, the real estate in left field, as he's inside out on that pitch. Again, the winner gets the Salem Dodgers tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Kyle Lund against Darren Marsh. Marsh, the number 5 man in the lineup for Nate Maben. Mustangs have won 7 of their last 10. They lost the opening game at Corvallis a week ago today, 3-0, and then came back and took care of business, beating the Corvallis Girding Builders Market Men 2 straight games. And then have won 2 in a row here, beating Klamath Falls and Salem. Pulled left side and caught on the run. Cal Morgan, line shot. Marsh didn't quite get the barrel around on all of that. Normally a really strong pull hitter, but Morgan runs that down, and the Mustangs are gone. They'll leave 1 on a couple of walks. Leave 2 on a pair of walks. And after 1 inning of the Lithia Motors Oregon AAA State Championship Tournament from Kiger Stadium, no score. Eugene Challengers and the Medford Mustangs. You're watching the Oregon California Supply Game of the Week, powered by Les Schwab Tires, live on PlayActionSportsMedia.com.
Experience the Rogue River aboard this historical adventure full of wildlife and the breathtaking views of the legendary Hellgate Canyon. Our 2-hour, 36-mile Hellgate jetboat excursion offers you the best of the Rogue as we weave through the high-walled canyons and spot eagles, deer, and otter, all while your pilot shares the fascinating history of the wild and scenic Rogue River. The quick and scenic tour with Hellgate Jetboat Excursions. Book yours now at hellgate.com, where your adventure awaits.
Move along to the second inning from Kiger Stadium, Clem Bradbury Field. No score. Eugene Challengers and Medford Mustangs. Winner going to the state championship one way or the other. And they'll meet tomorrow at 3. The Salem Dodgers knocked out Hillsboro, the Barbers, earlier, 12-8 today. Right-hander Ricky Bortz on the mound for Medford against lefty Kyle Lund is the matchup. And Bortz inside. This pitch fisted, going to get down and drop for a base hit as Marsh over scoop it up. And the first hit of the ball game for first baseman Peyton Bracey. So Bracey, the cleanup man, gets it going for the Challengers. He'll be followed by shortstop C.J. Townsend and third baseman Preston White. 12 state championships in high school baseball out of Lane County. Most recent in 2017 was Churchill with Coach Kenny Niles. Stan Manley led Sheldon to the 2015 championship. Townsend shows bunt. Pleasant Hill won it in 2013. Corey Nicholson in 2010. And, oh, by the way, his ace pitcher, former All-American from Oregon State, Andrew Moore, who's now back in the Mariner organization. Here's a ball well struck into center field, base rip for Townsend. And Eugene comes to life. Again, 7-inning games now in the state tournaments. This is the second year, and it changes everything. You know, pitch count's still a factor. It still counts. 105 pitches maximum in a tournament. Talking to Nate Maben, who went to the World Series with this team in 2015 in Shelby, North Carolina. Back then it was 9 innings, and he said, we just simply ran out of pitching. So they shortened it up. Now 21 outs. Got to make hay in a hurry. Popped up and not able to get to it. Hasse, though, out of the box behind the dish. This is a hitter's ballpark in every sense of the word. I mean, you get it in the air, it's gone. A pop foul, there are exactly 32 feet, barely 32, from first base to the chain link fences. So it's not a pitcher's park, and you got to really learn to keep the ball down in the zone. Two strikes to count to Preston White, Eugene third baseman. I almost said the Emeralds. Having broadcast for the Eugene Emeralds for a couple years, I see Eugene. I think that off-speed pitch fanned out a miss. And Bortz, with his second strikeout, gets rid of Preston White, the number 6 hitter. First out here in the second inning. 1 out, 2 on. Back-to-back leadoff singles for Peyton Bracey and C.J. Townsend. And the hitter is Prescott, Jonathan Prescott, the right fielder. Corey Nicholson, North Eugene won it in 2010. In 2009, it was Thurston. That was a good ball club. Harrisburg in 1980, but it was a long time in between the championships from Harrisburg and in 09 with Thurston. Harrisburg won it in 76. McKenzie in 1963. Change up in low near the knees. South Eugene in 62 was co-champion. They won it outright in 61 the year before. And then in 46, Pleasant Hill won the first Lane County championship. The only teams in that area that haven't won a state title is Willamette, Springfield, and believe it or not, Marist. You would think of all teams, Marist, those high schools that legally can recruit. Marist has done it in football and basketball, but not baseball. I didn't know that. and Cresswell and Cottage Grove. Tell you more about Medford in a bit. 2 balls and a strike. Bortz off the hill and got him swinging. Evens it up 2-2. Mentioned the great coaches in this history. Of course, Gary Selby of the Eugene Challengers program, formerly North Eugene. Corey Nicholson, former Washington State Cougar and Oregon State assistant coach Marty Lease. Swing and a miss, got him fastball. Back-to-back strikeouts for Bortz here in the second inning. 3rd strikeout of the night for Ricky Bortz, the right-hander from South Medford. Still no score. Medford left 2 on in the opening inning. Eugene has 2 on here now with 2 out. And the pitch into Connor Jones for a strike. Again, I mentioned we'll join Bill Crawford from KKNX, the voice of the Eugene Challengers, in the next half inning when Eugene comes to bat. Been doing the broadcast for the last couple of seasons. John Melkay and his radio group, KKNX. 840 on the AM dial, and they're also on the FM dial, and I'm sorry I don't have that in front of me. But Area 4, one of the best leagues for marketing and media. And this is a great matchup here at Kiger Stadium. A good crowd on hand this Monday night. Glad you're with us, too. Fastball, letter high, ball 1. As far as state championships for Medford, the latest coming from Jackson County was Crater last year. Jay Campbell won it, the 5A title. 2017 St. Mary's, Sean Gallagher, now the coach of the Medford Rogues. And by the way, congratulations to the Rogues. Tremendous season. They won, 33 games and lost the 3rd and deciding game of the Golden State Collegiate Baseball League yesterday to Top Speed Baseball out of San Francisco, who notched their 5th consecutive collegiate championship. But hats off to the Rogues, Sean Gallagher, his coaching staff, and general manager Dave May, B.G. Gould, operations director, and owner Treg Scott. Changeup from Bortz down low. North Medford, I mentioned Brett Wolf won the title in 2014 and 2007. Cascade Christian with John Bruce in 2012. Crater in 2000 beat North Medford. Chuck Dominack. 1998, Joe Hagler from Phoenix won the, which would now be the 4A title. Jim McAbee in 1984, Black Tornado were state champs. St. Mary's and Dennis Murphy in 1982. Ron Edmonds in Eagle Point in 78, and John Covance in Medford in 1960. Here's a number out in front, and they'll get Connor Jones to retire the challengers in the second inning. But they threaten a pair of leadoff singles from Bracey and Townsend, and after an inning and a half on the Timber Country Coca-Cola scoreboard, no score. Eugene Challengers and the Medford Mustangs on a breezy, windy Monday night from Kiger Stadium. You're watching the Oregon-California Supply State Championship Tournament Game of the Week, powered by Les Schwab Tires. Back after this from Play Action Sports Media.
Affordable Truck and RV, for the places you would like to be.
Welcome back to Kiger Stadium, the Lithia Motors Oregon AAA American Legion State Championship Tournament. Quarterfinal matchup in blue. And throwing is Kyle Lund for the Eugene Challengers, Area 4 League champions, against the 5-time reigning state defending champion Medford Mustangs. A 16-time championship program. That's phenomenal. Portland combined has had 16, but it hasn't been all one American Legion post. Leading off is Zach Ankeny, and he hits one foul at the plate. Ankeny, Taven Passy, and Bennett Smith, the number 6, 7, 8 guys for Nate Maben. Klamath Falls Post 8 is the host of the state tournament. They hosted it here in 2017 when Medford beat Dallas. Dallas will play the loser of this game tomorrow at noon, and the Salem Dodgers will get the winner of this. But the winner here is guaranteed a shot at the state title. So they could lose twice. It'll take a team to beat them twice to win the crown. Kyle Lund inside, called strike 3. Don't think Ankeny liked it. And he is punched out. So Kyle Lund has snuck a couple by. He got Sandoval in the opening inning. We're in the bottom of the second. Medford is the home team. Here's left-handed hitting catcher Taven Passy. Passy puts this one up towards short, and it's fielded by Townsend. Across the diamond in time, and quickly 2 gone. 2 out, nobody on, and here's first baseman Bennett Smith. Want to thank Dave Snyder and his crew here, Joe DeKeeney and everybody that has done a great job with the tournament hosting. A lot goes into this, a lot of volunteer hours. Les Newman, the AAA chairman of the state. And, of course, our commissioners here as well. I understand Schaaf was here last night, too, the round man of sound, head coach of Grants Pass High School, the Area 4 commissioner. But this Medford Mustang team, definitely want to give a shout-out to Don Schneider, longtime general manager. What a history as this one will get by in the dirt. 2 out, nobody on, no score. Former coaches Gabby Williams, former principal at Medford, was the head coach. John Hiltz, an attorney in Medford for years, took over. Then Leo Knorr. And then Sandy Kensinger took over for Leo. Brent Watts followed the dog. And then Sandy came back for a couple. And Nate Maben took over in 2011. This is 9th year. He's done a tremendous job. Boy, this team has really been on fire. As I mentioned, Medford has won 7 of the last 10. They started the year, lost 8 of their first 13. And there's ball 4. So Bennett Smith draws a 2-out walk against Kyle Lund. Lund 2 walks, 2 Ks on the night. And the number 9 man is second baseman Chase Costanti, South Medford kid. He'll enter his senior year in another month from now. Boy, can you believe it? Football in 30 days from now. The Ducks and Beavers. Fastball from Lund is inside and down low. Medford again going to the World Series in 92. 1997, they were national runner-up. In 02, knocked out in Danville, Virginia by Las Vegas. Matt Skundrick, great pitcher of that ball club. Rob Folsom, Evan MacArthur went on to play at Cal State Fullerton. Of course, Robbie at Oregon State. Pitched down at the ankles. 09, they played for the national championship. And boy, it just seems like yesterday I was upstairs at the Fargo Newman Field at Fargo, North Dakota, on the campus of North Dakota State. The Bison you see in the green and yellow in football. Throw to first gets by. A wild throw from Kyle Lund. And Bennett Smith heading to third, and he will head in head first on the air from Lund. With 2 out, the Stangs are at third. And I think we need to fix our graphic on the score. We have 1-0. It's actually scoreless. With 2 out, Bennett Smith wheels to third. on the errant pickoff attempt at first. But in 09, Jordan Lewis, young pitcher from Phoenix, Matt Maurer from North Medford, and Braden Shipley from North Medford. Brady's still a professional in the Diamondbacks organization, pitching at the AAA level in Reno. He's had a few stints in the big leagues. And Costanti hit by the pitch. So now with Darren Marsh, the leadoff hitter, John Goldegger takes the walk to the mound. Talk things over. Goldie, been a long-time teacher, coach at Pleasant Hill. He's now most recently was at Willamette. Brian Vogel, the other assistant coach for Kenny Niles and Eugene Challenger staff, is the new head coach at Willamette. Goldie's been around for a long, long time, so he's out to talk to Kyle Lund. No score. We're in the bottom of the second. Medford Mustangs 31-22 on the year. Lost 3 out of 4 to Eugene. But it was Goddard that beat Eugene 5-1, the lone Mustang win back at Churchill High School on July 12th. Eugene took 2 at Harry and David Field over Medford. First game in 5 innings, 10-0, then beat Medford in the nightcap 5-3. Medford won the opener in the series in Lane County, winning 5-1, and then Eugene came back and smacked them 13-3 in the nightcap. Eugene defeated Hillsboro to open the tournament 11-1 here on Saturday. And yesterday got by Dallas, the Dirtbags 3-2. The Dirtbags still alive. Got to be one of the best nicknames in all of sports, isn't it? Pitch swung on and fouled back off the bat of leadoff man center fielder Darren Marsh. Say hello to another former Eugene broadcaster and good friend of ours, Paul Yarborough, up in Montana. And Paul, you're going to have to go to Lewiston for the regional this year, but he is the voice of the Missoula Mavericks now up there, you traitor, anyhow. But great to hear from Paul. And a lot of other people will get pass on some hellos to as well. But again, we don't. Our time is short tonight. 7 innings now in the state championship play. That format started last year. Kyle Lund in a pickle here. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bennett Smith inching down the line at third. Mustangs trying to get one across here. The pitch nubbed to Bracey and caught for the 3rd out. Little pop up. Peyton take care of it. And the Mustangs threaten without a hit. A walk, a hit batsman, and a throwing error on a pickoff play. And Medford will leave 2 on. Mustangs have stranded 4 through 2. No score from Kiger Stadium. You're watching the Oregon-California Supply AAA Oregon State Championship Tournament Game of the Week, powered by Les Schwab Tires. Back with the 3rd inning after this on PlayActionSportsMedia.com.
Experience the Rogue River aboard this historical adventure full of wildlife and the breathtaking views of the legendary Hellgate Canyon. Our 2-hour, 36-mile Hellgate jet boat excursion offers you the best of the Rogue as we weave through the high-walled canyons and spot eagles, deer, and otter, all while your pilot shares the fascinating history of the wild and scenic Rogue River. The quick and scenic tour with Hellgate jet boat excursions. Book yours now at hellgate.com, where your adventure awaits.
On to the 3rd inning in the Oregon AAA State Championship American Legion Tournament, presented by Lithia Auto Group here at Kiger Stadium in Klamath Falls. Our broadcast title sponsors Oregon-California Supply, and hit by the pitch to start the 3rd inning for the Eugene Challengers is the number 9 man, Trent Keeler. So each pitcher, Ricky Bortz and Kyle Lund, have hit a man. Challengers stranded 2 in the last inning. The Mustangs have stranded 2 in each of the first 2 innings. Tonight's game presented by Timber Country Coca-Cola, by Affordable Truck and RV in Grants Pass, and by Hellgate Jet Boat Excursions. Ports in low. He'll get the called strike, the leadoff man, Col Wilkinson. Bennett Smith will hold the runner at first, who breaks, and the pitch bounded up to second. Castandi to second, on to first, double play. Ankeny in the nick of time got to the bag. That ball was smashed, and Castandi did a marvelous job taping it in at the belt. And the Mustangs turn 2 just like that. 2 out, no score. And we're going to tune in now to Eugene Challenger, the voice of the Challengers, Bill Crawford from KKNX.
1 thus far. 4-6-3 double play, wipes the bases clean. Nice job there by the Mustangs. And the first pitch to Cal Morgan misses inside for ball 1. Bort's not wasting any time. The 1-0 catches the outside part of the plate. Well, not quite the outside corner of the plate. For ball 2. Quickly, Cal Morgan's ahead on the count. 2 balls and no strikes. Bort's quickly with the sign goes to the plate. The 2-0. Swing and a ground ball that gets past Evan McClendon down the left field line for a base hit. That was a shot by Cal Morgan. Single to left for Morgan. It brings up Keller Edwards, the 3rd hit of the night so far for the Eugene Challengers. All singles. Keller Edwards flew out to Darren Marsh in right field. His first time up, 0 for 1 this early in the evening for the 2019 Area 4 champion Eugene Challengers. No runs, 3 hits, 1 error for the Challengers. No runs, no hits, no errors thus far for Medford. First pitch outside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Peyton Bracey on deck, followed by C.J. Townsend. Keller Edwards from Churchill High School in Eugene. And Southwestern Oregon Community College. The next pitch gets past Taven Passy. And I'm sure it's going to be a pass ball. Pass ball being charged to Taven Passy. And that'll send Morgan down to second base. 2 balls, no strikes.
Was that the state or World Series?
Hazy conditions right now here in Klamath Falls. Not the best that I've seen since we've been here since Saturday. Hazier than I've seen it. The 2-0. Catches the outside corner. I don't know about that one. Count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike to the second baseman, Keller Edwards. From Churchill High School and Southwestern Oregon Community College. 5'10", 170-pounder. Bortz walks Morgan back to second base. So far on the night, Ricky Bortz has struck out 3 Challengers hitters. The 2-1. Outside for ball 3. The count, 3 balls and 1 strike. Bill Townsend says, "Go Challengers" from Hermiston. Gee, Bill, you picked a fine time to have to work. But I have a feeling Pam's here cheering on the team and, of course, son CJ. Next pitch from Bortz catches the outside corner for strike 2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Peyton Bracey on deck, followed by the aforementioned C.J. Townsend and then Preston White. Challengers with 2 outs. Eugene also has Cal Morgan at second base, standing very close to Zach Ankeny. The next pitch is swung on, a high fly ball that's going to go into the glove. Dylan Marsh with a great catch for out number 3.
Listening to Bill Crawford on KKNX, the voice of the Eugene Challengers. A line smash caught by Dylan Marsh, the older Marsh. Kellen Edwards smoked that one, and Marsh saves the first run of what could have been of the night with the Challengers. Again, hitting into a double play. Cal Morgan singles, and then the line smash caught by Marsh. Into the third, or top of the third rather, still no score. The Eugene Challengers and Medford Mustangs back with the bottom of the third after this. You're watching PlayActionSportsMedia.com. Bottom of the third inning, Bennett Thompson strokes one foul, third base side to lead off the bottom of three. In a scoreless tie from Kiger Stadium Monday night, Lithia Auto Oregon AAA American State Legion Championship quarterfinal play. Medford Mustangs in white at bat with head coach Nate Maben. And the Eugene Challengers lefty Kyle Lund. This ball laced into center field, base rip. Wilkinson up to greet it on the one hop. Thompson with the base hit. The first of the night for the Mustangs, who left two runners on in the opening inning. A pair of walks to leadoff man Marsh, the younger Darren, and McLennan walked. Here's Ryan Sandoval, the designated hitter, number 3 man in the lineup card for Coach Maben. Bunt attempt, pop back behind the plate. Connor Jones can't catch up to it. The wind continued to blow 15 miles an hour. It's blowing straight away center. Get a shot of the flag here in a minute. And I mean, it is blowing out stiffly. Thompson being held on by Peyton Bracey. Small ball, tapped foul again. Talking to Coach Maben about these short games now in tournament play, 7 innings versus 9 innings. Medford did it to Grants Pass in 2016 in Kaiser in the state title. Grants Pass needed to win 2 games. They tried. They won the first, but in the second game, Medford bunted the heck out of it all night long. And literally bunted their way to the championship in 2016. Little dribbler going to be fielded by Lund. He's got to hurry and does. Gets it to Bracey. And they'll move the runner over. Thompson to second. So Sandoval is out. 1-3. First out here in the bottom of the third. Defensively for the Challengers around the infield. At third base is Preston White. C.J. Townsend at short. Keller Edwards is the second baseman. Peyton Bracey, closest to the camera, number 9, is at first. The outfield from left to right field, Cal Morgan in left field. Col Wilkinson plays center, and Jonathan Prescott in right. Connor Jones is the catcher. Challengers 37-12, the most wins of any AAA team in the state of Oregon. McLennan, big left-handed hitting third baseman in the box. The pitch, ball 1 to him. McLennan, a good opposite field hitter, maybe the best on this Mustang team. Breaking ball up and away to him. But he's also a good pull hitter too. So in right field, we see Prescott near the line, and the same in left field. So the alleys are wide open for McLennan. 2 balls, no strikes. Lund looks once, looks twice, back to the runner, off speed, in for a called strike. Ricky Bortz threw 30 pitches the other day here at the tournament, so again, he has 75 to go. Coach Maben contemplated either Ledendecker or Bortz in the start tonight, and he goes with Bortz. The South Medford high hopper at short, and the throw across. The only play for Townsend, and there are two gone as McLennan is retired. Thompson to third. So the Mustangs have had Smith stranded at third, Marsh at second in the first inning, Smith in the last inning. Now Thompson over at third with two out. Can they get him in? Mentioned high school baseball, these teams, what they did in the spring. Pitch in for a strike to Darren Marsh, the right fielder. Made a tremendous play on that line shot off the bat of Keller Edwards to retire the challengers in the top half of this third inning. Scheduled for 7. Wild pitch gets by, and Thompson thought about it. But again, I mentioned the distance to the backstop and to the chain link fences on the foul lines. It's not a pitcher's ballpark, but in that instance it was. And that might be the only case that it bodes well for a pitcher. That there's only 25 feet to the backstop from home plate. But the Eugene area schools, this year Churchill went out, they beat North Salem, then went out in the quarterfinals to West Albany. As Lund goes ahead, a ball and 2 strikes to Marsh. Marsh lined out into left field, his first at bat. Thurston made it to the semis, then lost to eventual 5A champion Central 1-0. As Marsh swings and misses on a changeup. And down goes Marsh to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, a runner left at third, 3 runners left in scoring position for the Medford Mustangs. And the third strikeout of the night for Kyle Lund. Through 3, no score. Eugene Challengers, the overhead door Challengers from Eugene, 0. And the Lithia Dodge Medford Mustangs, 0. Back with the fourth. You're watching PlayActionSportsMedia.com. Right-hander Ricky Bortz in with a first pitch strike to Eugene Challenger leadoff man Peyton Bracey. It was Edwards that ended the third with a smash to right field. That was caught by Dylan Marsh. I know before the night's out I'll get the brothers mixed up. Darren is the younger, and Dylan graduated a year ago at Eagle Point High School. Here's Bracey. He singled to open the second. We begin the fourth. Scoreless tie. As Bortz missing there, and the count even up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 4, 5, and 6 hitters slated here in the fourth. Bracey, Townsend, and White. And the count runs full. Set Medford's defense for you. Third base is Evan McLennan. Zach Ankeny at short. Chase Costanti is the second baseman as Bortz's pitch swung on, lifted down the left field line. Going to be a tough ball to get to, and Bennett Thompson is there to make the catch. So we'll go with the outfielders. There you see Thompson in left, Darren Marsh in center field, and older brother Darren Marsh in right field. I got them backwards? Dylan is in center. Okay. Goodness gracious. And Darren in right. All right. Well, there it goes. I knew it happened. My first error of the night, or two. And the rest of the infield again around the horn from third is McLennan, Ankeny at short. Chase Costanti, who initiated that double play earlier at second base. Both the middle infielders from South Medford. As that pitch to Townsend fouled away. And behind the plate is Taven Passy. Right-hander Ricky Bortz on the bump for the Medford Mustangs. 31-22 on the year. I want to thank a few people that have spread the word about this broadcast. Demi DeSoto. Demi DeSoto, Rick Bortz, Ricky's dad, a few other people that Tony Crane, Amy Rathman, Mitchell Morgan, just to name a few that helped us out getting the word out on this broadcast. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes to Townsend. Michelle Allen, Bill Townsend from Eugene, thank you so much. And again, we appreciate that. And tomorrow we'll have both games for you starting at noon. It'll be the Dallas Dirtbags against the loser of this contest, either Eugene or Medford. And then at 3 o'clock, the winner, are they going 3-7? What are you telling me? 3-7? Okay, they did change it, 3-7. So at 3 o'clock will be Dallas as Bortz will lose Townsend. First walk of the night issued by Ricky Bortz. And Nate Maben going to trot out to the mound and just keep him fired up a bit. At first base, I failed to mention, my bad on that, Bennett Smith at first base for Medford tonight. So at 3 o'clock, the Dallas Dirtbags will play the loser. And then at 7, under the lights again tomorrow night here at Kiger Stadium, it'll be the winner of this match and the Salem Dodgers. And we may visit with one of the Salem Dodgers in a bit. We're going to tune back in Bill Crawford, voice of the Eugene Challengers, as Preston White comes to bat for
the third baseman, Preston.
And here's Bill Crawford from KKNX, voice of the Challengers.
And this one is swung on. It's a high fly ball, a shallow right field, easily taken care of by Dylan Marsh for out number 2.
2 out.
2 down for the Eugene Challengers. CJ Townsend still at first base, and it brings up Jonathan Prescott, a strikeout victim himself, his last time up. So far in this ball game, Ricky Bortz has struck out 3 Eugene Challengers hitters. The first pitch, as Prescott swings and misses on this one for strike 1. 0-1 the count. Challengers with 2 outs, still no score. It was almost halfway done with this ball game. The 0-1. Yeah, that took a while for home plate umpire Greg Jaquette to make that call, but he did it, and it went up against the Challengers. 0-2 the count now on Jonathan Prescott, the right fielder. Connor Jones on deck, followed by Trent Keeler and Col Wilkinson. The 0-2 as the runner goes. CJ Townsend safely into second base, sliding in there. So Townsend's at second base, just stole it. Challengers dugout saying, nobody's better than you, CJ. You can hear a lot of what's going on. It's a great venue for that here at Kiger Stadium. Been up since 1948. It's held a couple of World Series, actually. The 1-2 swung on and lifted into shallow left field for a base hit. Bennett Thompson on the throw. And C.J. Townsend almost overruns home plate, but manages to get back and touch it with his left hand, and the Challengers get the first run of the ball game on a sacrifice fly by Jonathan Prescott. Oh, it was a base hit. Okay, thank you.
RBI for Prescott brings up the catcher, number 12.
That was a single.
Connor Jones.
Sometimes it's a little bit difficult to have to figure things out here, because last night I thought there was one that went into left field and was caught by a shortstop. Wow. They ought to paint the baseballs too, like they paint home plate in the pitcher's mound between games. That'll work. The first pitch as the runner goes is swung on, and it's a high fly ball caught by Bennett Thompson. That was on one pitch.
Bill Crawford, the voice of the Eugene Challengers on KKNX 840 on the EM dial in Eugene with a call for the Challengers. In the top of the fourth, the scoreless tie is broken. And an RBI single from Jonathan Prescott. Eugene's right fielder scores C.J. Thompson after he drew a one-out walk. And after 3.5 innings, Eugene draws first blood. It's the Challengers 1 and the Medford Mustangs nothing. We'll go to the home half of the fourth from Kiger Stadium, Clem Bradbury Field, right after these words from PlayActionSportsMedia.com. Move on to the bottom of the fourth inning. Eugene takes a 1-0 lead. It was Townsend, C.J. Townsend, that scored on the RBI base hit from Jonathan Prescott. Challengers lead it 1-0. Zach Ankeny starts it for Medford in the bottom of the fourth. Shortstop and the number 6 hitter. Ankeny will be followed by Taven Passy and Bennett Smith as Kyle Lund in for a strike. Total so far in the game, the Challengers 1 run, 4 hits, 1 error. They've left 4 on. And of the 4, 2 have been in scoring position. For Medford, the Mustangs are scoreless on just 1 hit. That was a leadoff single from Bennett Thompson in the last inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 5 left. The Mustangs have stranded 3 in scoring position of the 5. Ground ball to second, and whipping it over for the Challengers with the out is Keller Edwards, 1 away.
Brings up catcher, number 5, Taven Passy.
So with 1 out, Mustangs down 1-0. Here's Passy, left-handed hitting catcher. Ankeny tonight struck out and just grounded out. Passy on the big high bounce at short went out with the second out of the second inning. Lund falls behind, 2 balls, no strikes. Both pitchers have been bumped around a little bit. Mortz, of course, has given up 3 hits, or rather 4 hits now. And the run earned. And that pitch high, ball 4. gets away from Connor Jones. 1 out walk for Passy. So there's the third walk of the night for Lund, but the Mustangs haven't been able to capitalize. They left both runners that walked in the opening inning, Marsh and McLennan, on at first and third. Then they stranded Bennett Smith in the second. Thompson singled to open the third, and he was left hanging at third. And now a 1 out walk and Passy aboard for the left-handed hitting first baseman Bennett Smith. Smith's had a hot bat of late. Maben feels good about him now. His dad, Ray Smith, the former South Medford coach. But Bennett Smith, really, I think if you ask Coach Maben, Smith would probably be one of the bigger surprises of the season, along with Passy, who's done a great job catching. That's freed up the Mustangs to have some versatility in their lineup defensively, as Lund again goes behind 2-0. So Lund has been back in the hole a couple of times tonight. 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, 1 hit batter. Bortz has hit a batter, struck out 3 and walked 2. Excuse me, just 1 walk for Ricky tonight. 2 balls and a strike to count to Bennett Smith. Throw over to first. This time, carefully over there with the throw is Kyle Lund. Threw one away in the second. It didn't cost him, though. This one through the left side. Base hit. So there's Bennett Smith. Again, Maben, he might hit 8th in the lineup, but I know at the end of the year we saw him at Grants Pass, and he hurt the Nuggets with a couple at bats. So the second hit of the night for Medford comes here in the bottom of the 4th. Eugene leading 1-0. The Challengers in blue. Medford wearing those beautiful, pristine, clean white uniforms. And getting a chance to talk to Coach Niles and Maben before we started things. Again, we had a little technical break up there with a wireless mic with Coach Niles when we started, but those guys really respect each other, both very competitive, maybe different personality types. Nate's probably more of a type B in my view, Kenny a type A, but they were talking about golfing here. Coach Maben got out, played some golf at Reams Golf Course, I guess earlier today. You got to do something, go out and golf. I used to do that with Kevin Towers, the late Medford great one, former general manager of the big leagues. Could be 2, and it is. And Bruce Bochy and Towers, we used to golf in the Northwest League when they were up in Spokane. But Castante hits into a double play, and that'll end it for the Mustangs here in the 4. Through 4, it's Eugene 1, Medford nothing. The Oregon-California Supply Oregon AAA State Championship Tournament Game of the Week, powered by Les Schwab Tires, here on PlayActionSportsMedia.com. We scoot along to the 5th inning here on PlayActionSportsMedia.com from Kiger Stadium in this quarterfinal matchup. The Area 4 League champion Eugene Challengers holding a 1-0 lead over the 5-time reigning defending state champion Lithia Dodge Medford Mustangs. I might add the Eugene overhead door challengers. 1-0 Eugene with the lead. Right-hander Ricky Bortz off the bump and in high with the first pitch. Trent Keeler starts it off for the challengers. He's the designated hitter in the 9 slot for head coach Kenny Niles. Off speed from Bortz, and he goes behind 2-0. Eugene has won 6 straight. They added 3 games at the end of the regular season. Once they had won the Area 4 championship, they played a Portland All-Star team. Portland Baseball Club, I believe they were called. And then played at Goss Stadium, home of the Oregon State Beavers, a couple other games as well. Roller up to second, Costanti up with it with a mitt full of dirt and all, and shovels on to Bennett Smith, and Keeler retired. Top of the order for Eugene and Col Wilkinson. Been silent so far tonight. Bort struck him out. Look in the first inning swinging, and then he grounded out in the third. 1 run, 4 hits, 1 error, and 4 left for the challengers. For Medford, scoreless on 2 hits, no errors, and they've left 6 runners on. A half a dozen stranded, 4 of those in scoring position. Championship baseball at its best tonight at Kiger Stadium. Built in 1948, it hosted the 1970 World Series. Here's a deep shot. Marsh going back. This one could be, and goodbye. Col Wilkinson, 330 feet over the right field fence. And the challengers lead the 5-time defending state champions 2-0. Well, I said, and I may have jinxed Bortz, my bad for that. Wilkinson had been held quiet so far on the night, but a 1-out solo blast to right field, not wind aided. That one, the trajectory on it was gone. And Wilkinson, who would get my vote for VIP of the year, it'd be between he and right fielder Darren Marsh, and also maybe, well, Stedman didn't play enough for Willamette Valley. Here's one pulled to the left side, base rip. The 6th hit off of Bortz is Cal Morgan. Rakes one through the left side.
Second baseman, 16, Keller Edwards.
And Nate Maben coming to the mound. The pitch count on Kyle Lund was at 66. I'm not sure what it is on Bortz, but he has 75 to go for the tournament. And apparently he's at 66 total now for the tournament. But Maben's going to hang with him, the right-hander from South Medford. And Bortz, he's a hard worker, I'll tell you what. Baptiste has not really, he's struggled this year, but we saw him in Grants Pass. He works in a hurry, and if he gets jiving early and gets it in the zone, he's tough. But Bortz will stay on the bump. Down 2-0 after Wilkinson just took him yard. The 5th home run of the tournament. Here's Keller Edwards, number 3 man, second baseman. Hard slider away. Edwards has flown out and lined out hard into left field to end the third. Or into right field. That was a great play from Darren Marsh. Runner going, and the pitch dropped by Passy. It'll be a stolen base. I think Bill Crawford, when we had him mic'd up in the last inning, Townsend had stole second, but they had ruled a pass ball, but Townsend had already been moving, so I don't think you would score that a pass ball, in my view. Now, I could be wrong. I learned a little bit in 10 years doing Oregon State baseball with filling in for Mike Parker with the sports information directors up there. And this one pulled foul, third base side. 1 out, 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to Edwards. Wilkinson homers for Eugene. Challengers lead it 2-0. And let's tune in Bill Crawford again upstairs, the voice of the Eugene Challengers on KKNX Radio in Eugene.
Diet Pepsi. A large one.
I see Bill's filling out his menu and his order right now.
Sure. They forgot my Diet Pepsi. But that's all right. I can't ask them for much. I tipped them a lot of money.
There's a smash into left field and knocked down in front of Bennett Thompson. And into third will go Cal Morgan. Let's see if Bill's ready to talk baseball now instead of food and beverage.
That's a single to left field just now. That was a shot. And Bennett Thompson had to pick that up on the first bounce. 70 pitches on the night thus far for Ricky Borch. You get 105 before you have to be pulled. Nate Maben's been known to save his pitching staff. So we'll see how things progress here. And speaking of saving his pitching staff, it looks like that's what, well, let's see. Time's called.
So Bill may not know, but Borch threw 30 pitches the other day as we listen to Bill Crawford, the voice of the Challengers.
He's going to put Jeremiah Hoffman into left field.
So Medford's going to make a defensive change. Thompson, I believe, is going to come into pitch. Is he not? Is that? I think Nate might be making a couple of moves here. So Hoffman into right field for Medford. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Eugene leading 2-0. And Nate Maben. And again, I don't think Bill Crawford knows this, but Borch only has 5 more pitches left. He's at 70 for the tournament, 40 tonight. He had 30 the other day. And, well, no, he would have what, 35 more pitches? 105 is the pitch limit. But let's see, I think Nate is working on something in the third base dugout. Maybe we get a shot in there with the camera. But they have inserted in left field Jeremiah Hoffman. And is Thompson going to come in and pitch? Bortz is still on the bump. He's number 18. You see talking there with Costanti and Ankeny. McLennan now, the third baseman, comes over. And I have not seen anybody in the bullpen prior to this, but now it looks like somebody is up throwing. And they do. They do have somebody throwing in the left field bullpen. And now, is Maben making a move or what? He must be exercising. As Tommy Lasorda said in his book, The Artful Dodger, my fair advantage of the rules. And this may be one of those fair advantages Nate Maben is taking to make this move and then the decision to maybe replace Bortz on the mound. But it doesn't appear so. Greg Jaquette puts the mask back on, circles behind Passy at home plate, and we're going back to work. So Hoffman the only move in left field for Bennett Thompson. Unless they made one other that we didn't see. Is that still Passy catching? Here's Peyton Bracey at the plate for the Challengers, and we'll bring, as the throw goes to first, we'll bring Bill Crawford in. The runners at first and third, 1 out. A run in on the home run by Col Wilkinson. Once again, voice of the Challengers, Bill Crawford.
Nice of you. Sorry to make you go back downstairs. That's always a big deal coming up here. First pitch from Ricky Bortz. Misses outside to Peyton Bracey for ball 1. So I'm glad I got this meal just in time because public address announcer Tom Keller just said the concession stand's closing in 10 minutes. Curfew. First pitch is swung on, and that's a high fly ball, very high, and gets into the glove of Darren Marsh. That'll be a sacrifice fly as Morgan will score. However, Keller Edwards is thrown out going to second base. 2-4 on the put out for out number 3.
So a fly out into right field. It scores Cal Morgan on the sac fly RBI from Bracey. Eugene takes a 3-0 lead, and Edwards is thrown out as the play was cut, and the throwout will go 9-4-6 to retire Edwards in the Challengers at second base. But a one-out home run from Col Wilkinson, and then a sac fly RBI from Bracey, 2 runs in on 3 hits, and nobody left for the Challengers. After 4.5, the Timber Country Coca-Cola scoreboard now reads Eugene 3, Medford 0. You're watching the Oregon-California Supply Championship Tournament Game of the Week, powered by Les Schwab Tires, here on PlayActionSportsMedia.com.
Your concrete supplies are available at Riverside Ready Mix Incorporated. Get everything from bolts to rebar. Ensure you have the quality supplies you need to get the job done. Get ready mixed concrete delivered right to your home or business. We have over 50 years of experience supplying quality concrete. Are you in need of a new septic or water tank? Call us for an appointment to take advantage of our exceptional precast septic and water tank sales. Call now.
A ground out to Bracey up at first off the bat of Darren Marsh, the leadoff hitter for Medford in the bottom of the 5th. The Mustangs in white trailing 3-0. Col Wilkinson, a one-out solo home run deep to right field, not wind-aided. Morgan singled and stole second. Edwards singled, and then Bracey is sac fly RBI into right field, but Edwards on the move to second was thrown out to end the inning on the cut play by the Mustangs after Morgan had scored. 3-zip our score. Eugene and Medford for the 5th time this year. Eugene won the regular season series 3-1 as Lund behind 2-1 now to Bennett Thompson. Or no, it was Thompson. It is still Thompson hitting. Medford 31-22 on the season. You would say it was a down year for the Mustangs, finishing 10-10 in Area 4 league play. Between them and Eugene, and Grants Pass, quite frankly, has finished second in the last couple of years until this year. It's been Medford-Eugene or Roseburg, as 2 years ago only Medford and Roseburg made it to the state tournament in Roseburg, as there's ball 4, and Thompson aboard on the base on balls. And Medford won the state title in 2017 on appeal. The ineligible player, young Mr. Knight, was put in the fray by Coach Babbitt of Albany, which there is no Albany franchise this year. And I don't know if that's related to the problems that spurned from that last year, 2018 in Roseburg. 2017, we were here at Kiger Stadium for the state championship. 4th walk of the night for Kyle Lund. The left-hander has thrown 74 pitches. They still have Cam Parks tomorrow, and he's a good one from North Eugene. Pulled down the left side and foul off the bat of Ryan Sandoval. Struck out looking in his opening appearance, and then hit back to Lund in the 3rd. Sandoval graduated this year, playing for Brett Wolf at North Medford. Again, want to say hi to the Table Rock Sports crew who's done Medford this year at home, to Boomer Marshall, Better Now, and also Demi DeSoto. Table Rock Sports doing all the high school games in football, volleyball, soccer, basketball, baseball and softball at North Medford, South Medford, Crater, and Grants Pass. Pete Belcastro, Joe Brett, both from the Klamath Basin here. In fact, tomorrow may have to eat at Gino's, the Italian restaurant owned by Mr. Belcastro and family. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count to Sandoval, number 3 man in the lineup for Nate Maben. Medford still has not scratched a run in. They've had opportunities, though. A half a dozen stranded, 4 in scoring position, and nothing to show for it yet on the scoreboard. Popped up over the Mustang dugout, third base side. Evan McLennan and Dylan Marsh to follow. Darren, again, is the younger brother. Give me another season, I'll get it right. You can't tell me Demi DeSoto and Boomer struggled with that this year. Of course, with B.G. Gould feeding them the info, those guys look like Hall of Fame broadcasters. And there's strike 3. Snuck one by Sandoval. Boy, the midge flies are starting to bombard us here on the right field patio. 2 out as Sandoval goes down, punched out, the 4th K of the night for Kyle Lund. 3 runs, 7 hits for the Challengers. The Stangs scoreless on 2 hits. And again, just mentioned those great baseball people. I mentioned Brett Wolf and Ray Smith, the former South Medford coach, Gabby Williams, John Hiltz, Leo Knorr, Brent Watts, Dan Keck, Sandy Kensinger, the late dog, and general manager Don Schneider. Done so much for youth baseball in Medford over the years. What a great program. 2-time national runner-up. You imagine out of all those teams that you get to the championship. I had the fortune of broadcasting the 2009 national championship game. Medford only to lose in Fargo, North Dakota to Midland, Michigan, but they got a rematch. It was kind of like the Beavers, and when they won it in, 06, they faced elimination 4 straight days. And again, our hats off to the Medford Rogues. Dave May, general manager and part owner, along with owner Treg Scott, radio play-by-play man Jonathan Kerman, Coach Sean Gallagher. The Rogues finishing runner-up in the Golden State Collegiate Baseball League this year. Here's McLennan, and the pitch in the dirt, knocked down by Connor Jones. That'll keep Thompson anchored at first with 2 out. The Mustangs have had runners on in every inning. We're in the 5th, the bottom of 5. As you see on the Timber Country scoreboard there, Eugene owns a 3-0 lead. But this Mustang team, I'm telling you what, there's 3 teams watch out for next year in 2020. Klamath Falls Falcons, Marsh, the only kid that leaves this program, the Mustang right fielder. Medford will be back for a couple of good years, and Roseburg and Jeremiah Robbins. Bounded to Bracey. He'll take on a 1-hop, tells Lund, I got it, puts it away, and a couple of unassisted outs in the inning for Peyton Bracey at first. The Mustangs will leave another one on. They've stranded 7 on the night, scoreless on 2 hits, and now through 5 complete innings. From Kiger Stadium, Bradbury Field, the Oregon AAA State Championship Tournament presented by Lithia Auto Group. Still the Challengers of Eugene 3, Medford nothing. You're watching PlayActionSportsMedia.com.
Rogue River aboard this historical adventure full of wildlife and the breathtaking views of the legendary Hellgate Canyon. Our 2-hour, 36-mile Hellgate jet boat excursion offers you the best of the Rogue as we weave through the high-walled canyons and spot eagles, deer, and otter, all while your pilot shares the fascinating history of the wild and scenic Rogue River. The quick and scenic tour with Hellgate jet boat excursions. Book yours now at hellgate.com, where your adventure awaits.
On to the 6th inning, scheduled for 7 in this quarterfinal matchup from Kiger Stadium, the Oregon AAA American Legion State Championship Tournament. The winner tonight will play for the state title. And it will take a team to beat them twice. They could lose tomorrow and still play on Wednesday for the crown. And a chance to go to Lewiston, Idaho for the Northwest Regional Championship. Talk more about that. The regional opens at Lewis and Clark State College a week from Wednesday, August 7th, and the championship there on Sunday the 11th. And by the way, Josh Eldridge, our co-producer tonight, play-by-play voice of the Grants Pass Nuggets, informed me that the state champion of Oregon will open the regional tournament against Alaska at 10 a.m. on Wednesday the 7th. There's McLennan, throw to first, and we got interference, and the runner is out at first. C.J. Townsend is called out on runner interference. First out to open the 6th inning, and it brings up third baseman Preston White. Well, the wind is subsiding a little bit. It's down to about 6 to 8 miles an hour, but it was up to 15, 16 miles an hour earlier. So Townsend out on batter runner interference. Kenny Niles discussing it with Greg Jaquette. We'll see if we get the camera in on that. And only argument I would see would be that if maybe he felt, I'm not sure, really. I mean, there is some room there. We had thought about miking up the umpire tonight. This would have been great to hear some of this. And the midge flies are really starting to bombard us now. And that's how it works here. They don't, they're not contagious. They don't carry diseases or anything. They're just a pain in the rear is what they are. So Niles is content with the explanation, although he's still kind of conversing with the base umpire down the third base line. And I think just talking about, you know, whether he had a clear path to the base. Did Bennett Smith impede him maybe? Tune in. Bo Burnett, okay. It is Bo Burnett, isn't it? Josh, what are you trying to tell me? Go ahead. You have a microphone there.
There's a pinch hitter. It was Bo Burnett coming in for Preston White. Yeah, finishes his day 0 for 2.
No, Burnett. This is Eugene hitting. No. Excuse me. All right, so I got it up straight. It's Bortz still throwing. This is Eugene hitting. And it is a pinch hitter, though, for the Challengers, correct?
Yeah, he comes in for
Kyle Lund. Is it Lund hitting for himself? Slices one our way. Look out.
It's Bo Burnett coming in for Preston White.
Okay, it is Burnett. All right, Burnett hitting for Preston White. Thank you. I thought you were saying I was going, wait a minute. All right, so Burnett hitting for White in the 6th hole. And maybe we should let Bill Crawford, after this full count pitch, take over, the voice of the Challengers. But again, he might be busy ordering another cheeseburger and drinking Diet Pepsi, have you mind. So let's tune in Bill now upstairs, the voice of the Challengers. 3-0 Eugene with a lead over Medford. 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning.
The Challengers, as we're in the top of the 6th inning here at Kiger Stadium in Klamath Falls, a 3-2 taken low for ball 4. So a base on balls given to Bo Burnett.
Right fielder, number 11, Jonathan Prescott.
So Jonathan Prescott, 1 for 2 on the night, singled and struck out. So Townsend was out on batter's interference to lead off this inning. And the first pitch to Jonathan Prescott right down the middle for strike 1. Bortz working from the stretch and goes to the plate, the 0-1 down low. Tried to be framed by the new catcher, Bennett Thompson, but to no avail. The count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. On deck is Connor Jones, then it's Trent Keeler and Col Wilkinson. Wilkinson, a solo home run in the top of the 5th inning. Got one of those little flies. That is one of those Klamath Falls flies. Board's working from the stretch. The 1-2 taken outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. If you're ever driving north or south on Highway 97, just before or after you get to Klamath Falls, you're going to see the front end of your car caked by so many flies during the summer. It's unreal. Next pitch is foul into foul territory, and that's going to be caught in foul territory next to the Challengers dugout by Bennett Smith, the first baseman.
Again, you're listening to Bill Crawford on KKNX Eugene, the voice of the Eugene Challengers.
2 on the night, grounded out and has flown out. Challengers now have a 3-0 lead. We're in the top of the 6th inning here at Kiger Stadium in Klamath Falls. Winner plays at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. The loser plays at 4 p.m. tomorrow as this tournament gets set to wind down. State champion goes to Lewiston, Idaho, to Harris Field to take on teams from several other states in the Northwest Regionals. And this is a high pop fly. That's going to be caught in foul territory again by Bennett Smith for out number 3. So for the Challengers in the top of the...
Bill Crawford from KKNX, the voice of the Eugene Challengers, with the call there on PlayActionSportsMedia.com. And the Challengers will leave 1 on. We will go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's still Eugene 3, Medford nothing. You're watching the Oregon-California Supply Oregon State Championship Tournament Game of the Week, powered by our friends at Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing with pride and performance since 1952. Les Schwab Tires. Back with the Mustangs at bat after this on Play Action Sports Media.
Experience the Rogue River aboard this historical adventure full of wildlife and the breathtaking views of the legendary Hellgate Canyon. Our 2-hour, 36-mile Hellgate jet boat excursion offers you the best of the Rogue as we weave through the high-walled canyons and spot eagles, deer, and otter, all while your pilot shares the fascinating history of the wild and scenic Rogue River. The quick and scenic tour with Hellgate Jet Boat Excursions. Book yours now at hellgate.com, where your adventure awaits.
Bottom of the 6th inning, Medford batting down 3-0, down to their perhaps last 6 outs, and it's Darren Marsh to lead it off. The oldest player of this Mustang team. He's the only guy they'll lose next year. I had mentioned earlier that Medford, Klamath Falls, and Roseburg should be loaded for bear. This Area 4 is going to be a doozy in the summer of 2020. Grants Pass and Jeff Weiss will still be in the mix. Willamette Valley, they've got half of their team back. Of course, they were one of the first teams eliminated here, losing in 2 games, and I think a lot of people picked them to win it. But Willamette Valley lost to Dallas in the opener Saturday afternoon 4-2, and then were knocked out by Hillsboro, the Barbers, 5-1 yesterday morning. Swinging and missing, strike 3, and down goes Marsh. He has struck out twice tonight. First out to open the bottom of the 6th, down 3-0. And the number 6 man, Zach Ankeny, will come to bat. 0 for 2 tonight. The Mustangs just 2 hits. But again, Lund has walked 4 and hit a batter. Lund with 89 pitches now. And 1 out, nobody on. He'll go to work against Ankeny, who he struck out looking in the second and got to dribble out to Edwards on the right side of the infield in the 4th. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Eugene adding the 3rd run on a 1-out solo home run from Col Wilkinson. They got 2 runs in. Scored the first run, rather, in the 4th, and then added 2. Wilkinson with the homer, and then Bracey the sac fly RBI. Prescott, the game-winning RBI single back in the 4th. At least it stands to record now. The number 7 hitter for Eugene. Lund will strike 2. He's ahead 1-2 to Ankeny. Down and in. He thought he might have got that one, but I don't think so. Even from here, it looked way down and in. And Connor Jones going to go out, talk with his pitcher, as Eugene does have a right-hander throwing, Jarrett Allen from Willamette, behind us in the Challenger bullpen. 94 pitches for Kyle Lund, trying to buy some time. Give Jarrett Allen a chance to get loose and lathered up. Three runs, 7 hits for Eugene. Medford scoreless on 2 hits. Ankeny got a piece of that in on the hands. And the pitch. Checked at. Did not go, says Alex Chavez. Dallas defeating Beaverton earlier today. I believe, 8-4. Beaverton eliminated, and then Hillsborough knocked out. The Barbers exit thanks to Salem's 12-8 win. The Dodgers will meet the loser of this game tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Amazing, these Midge flies. They're everywhere now. I mean, you just have to mentally try to ignore them, but don't dare open your mouth too wide. Reminds me of Jerry Allen, the voice of the Ducks, when we all worked together. Voice of the Klamath Falls Falcons, Randy Adams. Bill Crawford at the time, I think, was on our staff. And Jerry in a broadcast as that one swung on and missed. Strike 3, and around the horn go the Challengers. 2 gone in the Medford Mustang bottom of the 6th inning. Back-to-back strikeouts. 6 strikeouts for Lund tonight. His counterpart Bortz with 3. But Jerry Allen one night, and I know I have the audio of that somewhere, but a moth at Spiegelberg Stadium, those lights, of course, attract the bugs and the moths. And Jerry had just opened his mouth to say something, and all of a sudden you hear this big and spitting that moth out of his mouth like a salmon trying to get rid of a fish hook. Wind kicks back up now. It died down a little bit, but it is gusting at full strength. And Lund at 101 pitches. He has 4 more to go, and he will have to exit one way or the other. And the count 3-0 to Taven Passy, Mustang catcher, in for a strike to Passy. Passy reached base on a 1-out walk in the 4th, grounded to short in the 2nd. That is not Passy anymore. That is, see if Josh gets a line on that. That looks to be Hoffman, isn't it? I can't see with Colin Sowers, the first base coach, standing in our line of sight. Popped up. Back a second, shallow right field. Coming in will be Prescott to make the catch. And will retire Hoffman. It was Hoffman hitting for Passy. The Mustangs go in order in the sixth, down to perhaps their final 3 outs of this quarterfinal matchup. 3 up, 3 down in the sixth for Medford. And on to the seventh we go. Eugene 3, the Medford Mustangs nothing. You're watching the Oregon California Supply Championship Tournament Game of the Week, powered by Les Schwab Tires here on Play Action Sports Media.
Affordable Truck and RV, for the places you would like to be.
Seventh inning we go in this Oregon AAA American Legion State Championship Tournament quarterfinal game. The Medford Mustangs trailing Eugene 3-0. A Eugene win will put them in the title game either way, no matter what happens tomorrow night. But they would play again under the lights at 7 against the Salem Dodgers. Medford, with the loss, if it happens, would then meet the Dallas Dirtbags tomorrow at 3 p.m. And the loser there would be eliminated. Strike 3, swung on and missed. And Trent Keeler goes down swinging. The 4th strikeout for Ricky Bortz. Bortz with 94 pitches, his total in the tournament. 105 is the limit. And he'll go to work on Col Wilkinson, who took him yard in the 5th. We're in the top of the 7th. 3 runs, 7 hits, 1 error, 5 left for Eugene, the Area 4 League champions. Checked at, in for a strike. Bortz delivers, and Wilkinson takes it out of play, up in the air off to the left side. Wilkinson 1 for 3 tonight with that homer. Again, I spoke to earlier, he was quiet for the first 2 at-bats, struck out, grounded out. Morgan on deck has a couple of base hits. And Keller Edwards scheduled to follow. Back to the top of the Eugene lineup. Col Wilkinson was at University of Portland this year. He fouls one into the net. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Cole. And I don't know that Eugene and Salem played this year. I'm looking to see if they did anywhere in the early going. They did. They played 2 with the Dodgers back on June 9th. And we'll see if we can get those scores for you. The Dodgers beat them 12-11 in the first game as the board strikes out Wilkinson. Flat went right after him. And then in game 2, the Challengers came back to win 11-6. That was back on June 9th. And I don't believe they played again. So 2 out as Wilkinson goes down swinging. The seventh strikeout, or excuse me, for Bortz. That is his fifth strikeout of the night. Here's one up to Costanti, stays with it and gets him. And that'll do it for the Challengers. And Eugene will go in order here in the seventh, as Ricky Bortz with 102 pitches. To the bottom of the seventh, last chance hotel coming up for Medford. Due up will be the number 8 hitter Bennett Smith, Chase Costanti, and back to Darren Marsh, with Eugene leading Medford 3-0. You're watching the Oregon California Supply Championship Tournament Game of the Week, powered by Les Schwab Tires, here on Play Action Sports Media.
Experience the Rogue River aboard this historical adventure full of wildlife and the breathtaking views of the legendary Hellgate Canyon. Our 2-hour, 36-mile Hellgate jet boat excursion offers you the best of the Rogue as we weave through the high-walled canyons and spot eagles, deer, and otter, all while your pilot shares the fascinating history of the wild and scenic Rogue River. The quick and scenic tour with Hellgate jet boat excursions. Book yours now at hellgate.com, where your adventure awaits.
Bottom of the seventh, we move. Medford trailing 3-0. The 5-time defending reigning state champions. Trailing Eugene, the Area 4 League champions, 3-0. Bennett Smith will lead it off for Medford. He'll be followed by second baseman Chase Costanti, and then leadoff man center fielder Darren Marsh against new pitcher Jarrett Allen out of Willamette High School. Allen, Linky right-hander, and his battery mate coming in to catch for Connor Jones is Dane Woodcook, also from Willamette High School. So Allen and Woodcook the battery for Ken Niles and Eugene, as Kyle Lund was at 101 pitches last we knew.
104 pitches for Kyle Lund.
104 for Kyle Lund. Great job for Lund. We'll get you his unofficial totals here. We're still cleaning up dead bodies, the midge flies that are going to the mortuary. Allen in with a strike, and then now a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike to Bennett Smith. Left-handed hitting first baseman has walked and singled tonight. Puts it in the air. Left field. Giving chase Cal Morgan over across the line and makes the catch. And the Mustangs perhaps down to their final 2 outs. Medford again has won 4 straight, 7 of their last 10. At one point they won 14 of 16 games during that trip to Reno, where they beat the Salem Dodgers to win that tournament. Yesterday clubbing Salem again 15-2. But now it looks like they're going to be matched up at 3 o'clock against the Dallas Dirtbags tomorrow. Jarrett Allen throwing for Eugene in relief. Time to think about our player of the game. Play Action Sports Media player of the game. Wilkinson with the home run, but then again, well, I don't know. I look at the game-winning single Prescott against Bortz in the 4th. Gave him a 1-0 lead. But it would be fun to talk with Wilkinson. we'll probably do that. We'll probably
Well,
go with Wilkinson.
If he's able to hold on to the wind, you could talk about Kyle Lund, too.
Well, I
pitching
was thinking
6 innings,
that.
2-hit ball.
Yeah, it'd be nice. I think that's what we'll do. We'll talk to Lund, and we'll get his unofficial totals as there's strike 2 now on Costante. He hits in the 9 slot. The Medford second baseman will enter his senior year at South Medford. Made a nice play earlier tonight, that smash up to him belt high. This one he turns on it and hits it into left field, base rip for Costante, and the Mustangs aren't done yet. 3rd hit of the night. But for Kyle Lund, he goes 6 full innings, scoreless innings, and allowed just 2 hits. Thompson, the leadoff single in the 3rd, and the 1-out single to Bennett Smith in the 4th was it. He struck out 6 and walked 4 and hit 1 batter on 104 pitches. Here's Marsh, Darren Marsh, the younger of the 2 Marsh brothers out of Eagle Point, leadoff center fielder. You know, if I had another life, I wouldn't want to be a midget fly. I just don't know what their existence is all about. Goodness gracious. Curveball from Allen hangs high. They called that a strike? He did, didn't he? Woo. And Goldegger going to go to the mound. Talk with his relief pitcher, Jared Allen, along with new battery mate, Dane Woodcook. We'll have both broadcasts for you tomorrow at 3 o'clock, the Dallas Dirtbags and presumably the Medford Mustangs, but not over yet. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. The winner, if it is Eugene, will meet Salem at 7 o'clock. The Salem with Nell Dodgers against Eugene. And again, I mentioned they played early in the season back on June 9th and split a doubleheader. Allen will stay in. Cam Park's going to take a trip down to the bullpen for Eugene. Kenny Niles not taking anything for granted here that Medford could strike in 1 pitch. This is a team that literally came off the canvas. Youngest team Maben's had in his 9 years for sure. But they have really matured and grown together as a team. Again, I mentioned they started the year losing 8 of their first 13. But they've won 7 of their last 10 and 21 of their last 24 or 25. And one of the hotter teams in the state of Oregon. 2-2 the count now to Darren Marsh. Allen from the stretch. Punched him out. And Medford down to their last strike. It'll be up to Bennett Thompson, who will be a junior at South Medford. Thompson, 1 for 2 tonight. He singled in the 3rd. Again, Medford has stranded 7 runners, and 5 of the 7 in scoring position. First pitch in low from Allen. Eugene looking to win their 7th straight. They've won 11 of their last 13. And the pitch bounced up the 3rd. Going to be a tough play. Charging, and the throw gets by. Medford in business with 2 out. They've got runners at 2nd and 3rd. It'll be an error on Preston White. He made a great field on the play, coming hard to charge it and take it on the big bounce, but probably should have never unloaded it. And Medford now with Costante at 3rd, and Thompson on the 2-base error is at 2nd. And boy, Kenny Niles with Cam Parks warming up in the pen. Might have been the best coaching move of the night right there. to get them going in the pen because Medford not out of it now. 2 out. And here's Ryan Sandoval. Sandoval turns on that one. Hits the top half, pounds it foul into the Mustang dugout. Lifted, this could do it. In the infield, Bracey back at first. Second baseman, here comes Edwards. It's going to drop in. Medford will get a run. The throw to the plate, not in time. And the Mustangs are on the board. And the shutout erased with 2 out here in the 7th. A little blooper and the wind pushing it. Edwards from second base got an angle on it. Coming hard was Prescott from right field. And it drops in for an RBI from Sandoval. Scoring, Costanti from third. And with 2 out, here's Evan McLennan, the big left-handed hitter. McLennan, a very good 2-strike hitter, by the way, rips this one into the crease, left center field. Rounding second, Thompson in to score. And the Mustangs have tied it in the 7th. Is that for real? Thompson did come in and score? I mean, I just want to make sure. And Sandoval and McLennan with a 2-run double. And the Mustangs have tied it in the 7th with 2 out. Unbelievable. The heart of a 16-time state champion on display right there. Evan McLennan from South Medford graduated this year, a Panther, with a 2-run double. And the Mustangs have tied it in the 7th. And still could win it with one swing of the bat. Here's Dylan Marsh. Marsh unquestionably the best hitter on this team. They're going to walk him. And I would too. Intentional pass to Dylan Marsh. So Jarrett Allen, the Mustangs get to him with 3 hits and 3 runs. However, only one of the runs are earned. The throwing error by third baseman Preston White looms large. And with 2 out and 2 on for Medford, Zach Ankeny looks at a pitch, ball 1. Ankeny 0 for 3 tonight, 2 strikeouts. Smashed right side, base hit. They're going to bring him around third, on his way to the plate, the throw, and they got him. Dead to right at home plate. Great throw from Prescott in right field. And running for Medford was Josh Baptiste, thrown out at the plate, number 3, I believe. We'll double check. I think it was Baptiste running for McLennan. And Prescott throws him out at the plate to end the 7th inning and regulation. Amazing fashion. The Mustangs have come back down 3-0. Scoreless through 6. Kyle Lund took it as far as he could go with 6 strikeouts, 104 pitches, and reliever Jared Allen. That's all Medford needed was a different look. 3-3. We go to extra innings. The Oregon-California Supply Championship Tournament Game of the Week, powered by Les Schwab Tires. The 8th inning comes your way next on Play Action Sports Media after this. We're going extra innings. 3-3 tie. Blake Shields from South Medford will take over. Blake will be just a junior at South in about a month. He takes over for Ricky Bortz, who goes 7 innings. Bortz, nothing to do with it now. Down 3-0 was Bortz and the Mustangs, and Medford comes back with 3 runs on 3 hits and 1 big error on Eugene third baseman Preston White. And now some other defensive changes for Medford. We'll get those for you as the battery mates are going to talk. And double check, see if that is 5. Taven Passy catching still for Medford.
It's going to be Bennett Thompson.
It is Bennett Thompson catching. He came in. That was the move a couple of innings ago. And Hoffman takes over in left field 2 innings ago. At second base is now Josh Baptiste. And Baptiste was the tying run that came in to score, thrown out at the plate by Prescott to end the 7th, after which Thompson and Sandoval had scored on the 2-run double by McLennan. 3-3 tie. We go to the 8th, the way it should be. They used to be 9-inning games in championship play. And the wild pitch sails by Thompson. Ball of 2 strikes to Eugene leadoff hitter Kellen Edwards. 2, 3, and 4 hitters, Edwards, Bracey, and Townsend. Kenny Niles had already sent Cam Parks to the bullpen earlier as Edwards swings and misses, strike 3. Is that Edwards? 16, yeah it is. And here's Peyton Bracey. So Blake Shields, right-hander from South Medford, is in relief of Bortz, who goes 7 innings, gave up 7 hits, 3 runs, and all 3 are earned. But he struck out, 5 and walked 2 and hit a batter. Last we know, 102 pitches. Pitch fouled away and off the bat of Peyton Bracey, the big stocky cleanup hitter for Eugene Challengers, the Area 4 League champions, who won 3 out of 4 in the regular season against Medford. And none of them were close. Even Medford's 5-1 win at Eugene, played at Churchill High School on July 12th. 2-1 the count to Bracey. Fastball above the letters. Goes to 3-1. 3-3 tie in the 8th. And we appreciate all of you tuned in to watch our broadcast tonight. And there is a 1-out walk. We're going to go back upstairs and let you hear Eugene Challenger radio announcer, voice of the Challengers from KKNX Radio, Bill Crawford.
Scored a run. Last time he was up, he was called out on batter's interference. And Nate Mabin, the head coach of the Medford Mustangs, now comes out and makes an appearance, talks to Blake Shields for a couple of moments. Now we have some extra time to bring you who brought you Challengers baseball all season long, and of course in part, and the in part like that, huh?
So again, Coach Mabin out to speak with relief pitcher Blake Shields, young right-hander. He probably just said, look, try not to overthrow, pound the bottom of the zone, let your defense back you up, and we'll go back to work on this thing. As Bennett Smith will hold Peyton Bracey on at first. 1 out in the top of the 8th, 3-3 tie, and back to voice of the Challengers, Bill Crawford.
And the first pitch to C.J. Townsend misses outside for ball 1. We're in the top of the 8th inning. Challengers with a run in the 4th and 2 in the 5th for their 3 runs. Medford, their 3 runs, all coming in the bottom of the 7th to tie this game up and put it in extra innings. Count now 2 balls and no strikes to the shortstop, C.J. Townsend. Recent graduate of Churchill High School, played for Kenny Niles. Next pitch is swung on and lifted on the fly, and it's caught by Jeremiah Hoffman, the new left fielder for the Mustangs, out number 2. and it brings up Bo Burnett, the third baseman. Burnett just getting into the ball game in the 7th inning, but what does he do? He commits an error that helped Medford to get those 3 runs that they needed to tie this ball game up. Had a big hand at getting that taken care of, but for the Medford Mustangs. Ground ball over the shortstop, and that forces Peyton Bracey.
So the Mustangs, through the middle infield on the defense, will force out Bracey at second to end the 8th inning. Bottom of the 8th coming up. We're in extra frames. It's Eugene 3 and Medford 3. You're watching the Oregon AAA American Legion State Championship Tournament live from PlayActionSportsMedia.com. For the Medford Mustangs in the bottom of the 8th. Could they? It's possible. Could they tie it? They did in the 7th. Could they win it here? They could in the bottom of the 8th. Leadoff base hit to the left side. Jeremiah Hoffman going for second. No, he better get back, and he does. Oh, he thought about it. The youngster was wheeling. Jeremiah Hoffman from North Medford, graduated this year. Leadoff single off reliever Jarrett Allen. Now the Mustangs have got to the reliever, and sometimes that's all it takes is just a new look. Seventh hit of the night for the Mustangs. And the pitch bunted. Third base side. Preston runs by it. It'll be a bunt single. He didn't touch it, so it can't be an error. Although he should have made the play. And Bennett Smith with a push bunt up toward third. The left-handed hitter beautifully executed. They figured, well, let's put some more pressure on the hot corner over there. And they did.
And correction, that's Bo Burnett at third base.
It is Burnett. You're right. I'm sorry. So Preston came out. Bo Burnett at third. But it was Preston White at third, correct?
The throwing error in the 7th was also Burnett.
Yeah, okay. Oh, boy. And Medford small ball again. We'll put it down. I've seen this before. They'll get the out. The sacrifice bunt executed perfectly by Costanti. One out in the 8th, but the runners are at second and third. A chance for Medford to win it here in the 8th. One out, leadoff man is Darren Marsh. Eugene is going to walk him to load him up. Oh, heavens. Medford again, and you think they probably could have won this game earlier. In regulation, they left 9 runners on base. They have 2 on here, but they only need the guy at third to cross the plate, and this game is over. Hoffman, the runner at third, with the leadoff hit. And the pitch low and away to Bennett Thompson. Thompson catching. Moved from left field a couple of innings back. Bennett, his older brother, played last couple of years for Medford. Nice stop behind the dish there by new catcher Dane Woodcook. The bases are juiced. Hoffman at third, Smith at second, and Darren Marsh at first. But the only runner that matters is the guy at third. There's one in for a strike from Allen. So the reliever Allen has given up 5 hits and is back against the wall. Here's a shot into right center field, and that's the ball game. The Medford Mustangs have come from behind to beat the Area 4 League champions Bennett Thompson with the RBI single to right field over the head of Jonathan Prescott. And the magic of the 5-time defending reigning state champion Mustangs, 16 times a state titleist, and Medford comes back to win it 4-3. Medford will play for a championship. One way or the other, they can lose tomorrow and still have a shot on Wednesday. The final score tonight in 8 innings, 1 extra inning. The Medford Mustangs 4, the Eugene Challengers 3. The unofficial totals in the game: Medford 4 runs on 9 hits, no errors, and Medford leaves 11 runners on base. For Eugene, the Challengers 3 runs, 7 hits. They had 2 errors, 1 big costly one that tied it in the 7th inning, and the Challengers leave 7 runners on base, I believe.
Number 1, Kyle Lund. Great game, Kyle. Great game.
And we'll double check that, Josh, see what you come up with. But I have, 5? 6 runners left for Eugene. So 3-7, 2-6 for Eugene. And Medford with 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors, and 11 left. The Mustangs will play for the state championship. Tomorrow, essentially, the semifinals at 7 o'clock. They'll face the Salem Dodgers, and Eugene will meet the Dallas Dirtbags at 3 o'clock. Stay tuned for our post-game show. We'll talk to the Play Action Sports Media player of the game, and it looks like it's going to be Medford's Bennett Thompson with a game-winning line shot RBI over the head of right fielder Jonathan Prescott to win it in the 8th inning. 4-3 the final. The Oregon California Supply Championship Tournament Game of the Week, powered by Les Schwab Tires. We're back with a post-game show after this on PlayActionSportsMedia.com.
Rogue River aboard this historical adventure full of wildlife and the breathtaking views of the legendary Hellgate Canyon. Our 2-hour, 36-mile Hellgate jet boat excursion offers you the best of the Rogue as we weave through the high-walled canyons and spot eagles, deer, and otter, all while your pilot shares the fascinating history of the wild and scenic Rogue River. The quick and scenic tour with Hellgate jet boat excursions. Book yours now at hellgate.com, where your adventure awaits.
Welcome back to PlayActionSportsMedia.com. This one finished in extra innings. The Medford Mustangs walking off the Eugene Overhead Door Challengers in 8. A 4-3 victory for the Medford Mustangs. Again, we'll go over the game one more time for you here. The winning pitcher was Blake Shields. He came in relief of Ricky Bortz, who went 7 innings. He gave up 7 hits. The 3 runs came across for him, all of them earned. He struck out 5. He walked 3 guys, and he hit 1 batter. The losing pitcher tonight was Jarrett Allen. He came in relief of Kyle Lund. He pitched 7 innings, though, he pitched 6 1/3 innings. Did Kyle Lund, and then Allen came in and pitched the remaining part of the game. Kyle Lund finishing with 2 hits. He did not give up any runs. He struck out 6 and he walked 5, but again was able to not get punished by his base on balls. And then Jarrett Allen came in and allowed the Medford Mustangs to tie the game in the 7th. 4 runs came across for him in total, but 3 in the 7th. Only 1 of them was earned, and of course the final walk-off run was earned as well against Jarrett Allen. He struck out 1 against 2 walks, one of them being intentional to Darren Marsh, who of course is one of the most dangerous hitters, but the guy right behind him picked it up. It was Bennett Thompson with the RBI single in the bottom of the 8th inning with 1 out that drove in who drove in Jeremiah Hoffman. Was a late addition to the game, only had 2 at-bats, and he singled in the 8th, and again came around into score after Medford played a little bit of small ball. Back-to-back bunts moved everyone into scoring position, and then Darren Marsh walked, and of course the walk-off single by Bennett Thompson. For Eugene, their 3 runs came in different order. As a matter of fact, it was a home run for Col Wilkinson was their final run of the game, but the run that got them all started came back in the 4th inning. Townsend came around to score on the RBI single from John Prescott. Prescott finished his day 1 for 3 as well. Other notables for Eugene, of course, Col Wilkinson, who finished 1 for 4, but it was the big home run. Cal Morgan finished 2 for 4 as well. Other multi-hit days for any Eugene challengers. No, that's it. Everyone else finished with one base hit or an O for day on the scoreboard. We're going to take a look at our bracket when we come back, and of course our player of the game interview. We're going to talk to Bennett Thompson. Jay Reese is going to be down on the field there in just a few minutes. You're watching the post-game show on PlayActionSportsMedia.com.
Experience the Rogue River aboard this historical adventure full of wildlife and the breathtaking views of the legendary Hellgate Canyon. Our 2-hour, 36-mile Hellgate jet boat excursion offers you the best of the Rogue as we weave through the high-walled canyons and spot eagles, deer, and otter, all while your pilot shares the fascinating history of the wild and scenic Rogue River. The quick and scenic tour with Hellgate Jet Boat Excursions. Book yours now at hellgate.com, where your adventure awaits.
Affordable Truck and RV for the places you would like to be.
All right, welcome back to Kiger Stadium. The Medford Mustangs, in amazing fashion, have defeated the Area 4 League champion Eugene Challengers 4-3. I want to steal the phrase of, I believe it was Jack Buck, Joe's dad, that said, "I can't believe what I've seen." And I don't think anybody could that was watching tonight on PlayActionSportsMedia.com. But right here is the man with the game-winning RBI in the 8th inning from Medford, Bennett Thompson. Bennett, tell us about the at-bat. And, well, first, let's talk about the 7th inning. You guys are down 3-0, 6 scoreless innings. What was said in that dugout? What all of a sudden you came to life?
Well, our coach pretty much just said, "You guys have been doing this all year. You know what to do. Don't make this bigger than it has to be." And so we had a lot of faith in our guys to just go up and battle at bats, and that's what we ended up doing. We didn't have a lot of hard hit balls, but we were able to hit them where they weren't, and that's the important part. And so that was a big part of it.
Tell us about Kyle Lund. He did a great job for Eugene. He kept a lot of you guys quiet tonight.
Oh, yeah. His off-speed was working really well, and we faced him earlier in the year, and he did the same thing. And it was extra fun facing Kyle because he and I are childhood friends, so it was nice to be able to get a hit off him. But, yeah, he did an amazing job tonight.
Then you get a reliever, Jarrett Allen, that comes in, and sometimes that's really all it takes is just something different, to see a different look. And obviously, what was the look you saw that was different?
Well, we haven't seen a lot of left-handed pitchers this year, and so when Kyle got on the mound, and he had a good changeup working today. He was moving away from our righties. And so when Jared came in and pitched, he was throwing well, but we were a lot more comfortable facing right-handed hitters, and we just had that mentality of it's win or go home from here. And so that's what we were able to do, is just scrap and battle through at-bats. So.
And you come back with the 3 runs in the 7th, a big air field. Great field by the third baseman. Probably should have held it. You've had those plays where you think, should I throw, should I not?
Oh, yeah.
He uncorked it. It gets wild. You eventually come around and score. You guys tie it in the 7th, and then you're at bat in the 8th. Walk us through that.
So when I saw that Darren got intentionally walked, I just knew that I had to put the ball hard in play somewhere. I couldn't make the at-bat bigger than it had to be, like Coach said, and I was just trying to hit the ball hard somewhere and make something happen. And luckily that worked out.
Turn to the camera, Stang Nation. Your mom, I know, is going to want to see this replay because you had big brother that played last couple of years. What's he up to?
He did. He right now is back home for the summer, but he's playing baseball at Westmont College down in Santa Barbara. So.
All right, and for younger Bennett Thompson, your plans?
That's undecided right now. The plan is play college baseball. Not sure where yet. We'll see what opens up.
Hope the Oakland A's call or somebody like that, right?
Hopefully New York Yankees, you know.
Maybe seeing this tonight, a good opportunity. But Bennett, congratulations. Now, we don't know who you're going to play. There's some discussion of that, but the AAA state chairman just told us it looks like maybe Dallas tomorrow. Is that right?
I think so, yeah.
So 7 o'clock. 3 o'clock rather, Dallas, and still a chance to get into a championship and maybe meet Eugene or Salem.
Oh, yeah. Dallas is a very good team. We played them earlier in the year, and they were very good. They beat us a couple times, so hopefully we can go out and flip the script tomorrow.
I stand corrected. 7 o'clock, Medford Mustangs will take on the Dallas Dirtbags is what we were told. So 7 o'clock, nonetheless, we'll be back with the Medford Mustangs, our post-game player of the game guest, from PlayActionSportsMedia.com, Bennett Thompson. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right. Get some rest tonight.
All right, we'll do.
All right. More post-game right after this.
Experience the Rogue River aboard this historical adventure full of wildlife and the breathtaking views of the legendary Hellgate Canyon. Our 2-hour, 36-mile Hellgate jet boat excursion offers you the best of the Rogue as we weave through the high-walled canyons and spot eagles, deer, and otter, all while your pilot shares the fascinating history of the wild and scenic Rogue River. The quick and scenic tour with Hellgate jet boat excursions. Book yours now at hellgate.com, where your adventure awaits.
Your concrete supplies are available at Riverside Ready Mix Incorporated. Get everything from bolts to rebar. Ensure you have the quality supplies you need to get the job done. Get ready mixed concrete delivered right to your home or business. We have over 50 years of experience supplying quality concrete. Are you in need of a new septic or water tank? Call us for an appointment to take advantage of our exceptional precast septic and water tank sales. Call now.
Welcome back to our postgame show, live from Kiger Stadium in Klamath Falls. What a night it has been. The Medford Mustangs, trailing through 6 innings, down 3-0, came back to tie it in the 7th inning on a 2-run double by Evan McLennan after an RBI single by Ryan Sandoval. And prior to that, our postgame guest and player of the game, Bennett Thompson, reached base on a throwing error from Eugene third baseman Preston White, and that opened the door. Kyle Lund looked like he was going to get the victory through 6 scoreless innings of 2-hit baseball. Did a great job, striking out 6, walking 4, but the Mustangs tie it with 3 in the 7th to send it to extra innings. In the 8th, the challengers virtually went in order against reliever Blake Shields after Ricky Bortz went 7 innings, gave up 7 hits, 3 runs, all 3 earned. Looked like Bortz was going to lose it, but he leaves the night with no decision, striking out 5, walking 2, and hitting a batter. Blake Shields does it in the 8th with a leadoff strikeout, walked the next man, then a line drive out, got a fielder's choice to get out of it on a force out at second to end it in the 8th. And then in the bottom of the 8th, the Mustangs lead off with a single from Jeremiah Hoffman, who was catching for Taven Passy, and then Bennett Smith with the bunt single. I've seen Medford do this small ball year in and year out. Ask Grants Pass about it in 2016, still reverberating in the Nuggets fans' minds and coaching staff from Medford winning that second championship square-off at Kaiser Volcano Stadium. But Smith laid it down, beautiful left-handed push bunt up toward third. Then Costanti bunted, gave himself up with a sacrifice, and that put Hoffman at third and Bennett Smith at second. And then they chose to walk Darren Marsh to load him up with just 1 out. The next man up was Bennett Thompson with the RBI single, line shot into right field. He just barreled it out there, opposite field shot for Thompson, and he gets the game-winning hit. The Mustangs win it with the 1 run on 1 hit. 1 run on 2 hits, one of those a bunt single in the 8th inning. The totals on the night in the 4-3 Medford victory, the second win in 5 meetings this year between the two teams. Medford's totals 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors, 11 left. 9 of the 11 were left in scoring position. And for Eugene, they end the night 3 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors, and 6 runners left on base. The winning pitcher, and he would have never thought he would have got it, but it's Blake Shields for the Medford Mustangs, and reliever Jarrett Allen gets tagged with the loss for the Eugene Challengers. Medford's record goes to 32-22, and they have won 8 of their last 11, 5 straight. They just have a way of doing it somehow. A 16-time state champion will play for a state championship Wednesday no matter what. Eugene will lose only its 13th game of the year, 37-13, and have only lost their 3rd game in the last 25 contests for head coach Ken Niles. So we have the schedule tomorrow at 3 o'clock. It will be Eugene and Salem. The Salem Dodgers in Eugene at 3 o'clock. That'll be followed by Medford and the Dallas Dirtbags at 7 o'clock. Medford for a shot at the state title for a 6th consecutive year, no matter if they lose that game, they've got one more chance to do it on Wednesday. 3 o'clock, Josh Eldridge will have the call for you here on Play Action Sports Media with Salem and the Eugene Challengers. Medford and Dallas under the lights at 7 o'clock. Wrap it up here. Want to thank Dave Snyder and all the crew here that are hosting the Oregon AAA State Tournament, the Lithium Motors State Tournament, Klamath Falls Post 8. Thanks to Dave Snyder, all the group here, and Joe DeKinney, Pete Whistler, Craig Connor, and Tom Loney, and everybody else that's had a hand in coordinating this tournament. And our thanks to all of you for following us. We look forward to tomorrow's ball games, 2 of them for you, 1 at 3 o'clock. That is Eugene and Salem, Medford and Dallas at 7 o'clock. Once again, the final score tonight in this AAA State Championship quarterfinal tournament game, the Medford Mustangs, 5-time defending reigning state champions, 4, and the Eugene Challengers, 3. For Josh Eldridge and for PlayActionSportsMedia.com, I'm Jay Reese. So long from Klamath Falls, Oregon.